My high school sweetheart, my mom, and my stepdad were just glued to the TV in the corner. And I walk in, and this TV, they're glued to it, and I can hear them talking. And I shut the door, and I'm like, what are y'all watching? They're like, the first documentary of the Navy SEALs that was released. And just by the way they were talking, I was like, I've never heard them talk like that before. And I said, I'm going to go be a Navy SEAL. And they turned around and just busted out laughing. I'd already made up my mind. Either I'm going to die or I'm going to make it or get hurt and get kicked out and have to return. I only wanted to quit one time. It split second. We were in the bay, you know, and the tides that came in and the slopes of the sand were pretty steep. And they were waiting for the water to come in. They're like, back, and you would go back and the water would come over you and it hit your nose and you're gagging.
Look out, man.
Probably about 45 minutes into it, this thought hit me. I'm like, you know what? I could quit, I could go to the fleet, I could train and come back in 2 years. And then this vision of me having to go, ego and pride, that's all it was at that time, was me having to go home and look people in the face and say I failed and I quit. I always hear people, they're intrigued by it. I kind of give them this phrase that I use, and they look at me like, you're sick. I was like, but don't you want to hear the truth? It's like, what do you think war is?
Yeah.
If you want to know the truth, I'll tell you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and tell you what I want to tell you. I'm going to tell you the whole truth. And then you're going to think less of me because you don't comprehend these are the things that we have to do. I think my biggest struggle was a simple fact that I thrived in that environment.